Yes, everyone, how are we doing? And welcome to a new video on the Biased Man City Fan YouTube channel. In today's video, once again, we're discussing another Manchester City summer signing. Welcome to Manchester City, Tijjani Reijnders. Look, I don't want to waste any time when it comes to this video. I want to get straight into discussing this signing because I think this signing, I'm calling it here now, will be one of the best bits of business we have done in recent times. And we'll kick this video off talking about Tijjani Reijnders as well. He's a 26-year-old Dutch midfielder we signed from AC Milan for just short of £50 million. Last season, won the Italian League's midfielder of the season. And look, the main reason I'm so excited, I'm so pleased with the signing of Tijjani Reijnders is I feel like he's going to be the solution to a lot of Manchester City's midfield problems from last season. When you think of the issues that we had, we didn't have anyone who could pick the ball up in deep and just carry it forward without losing it. The lack of legs that we had in midfield, the age in City's midfield last season, when you think of the options, we had Kevin De Bruyne in his mid-30s, Kovacic, early 30s, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, both of them, 30s. We were missing legs. We were missing that burst of energy. Tijjani Reijnders will give us that in abundance. In his own words, his best position is that number 8. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He can pass, he can run, he can shoot, he can defend. He's got everything to his game. He's the perfect rounded midfielder. And like I said, I think he's going to solve a lot of the problems that City have had in midfield last season. I'm so excited, right, to see a midfield pairing of Tijjani Reijnders and Rodri, our Ballon d'Or winner. Wow. Another massive asset that Tijjani Reijnders has to his game is his fitness. It is absolutely incredible. I don't know if anyone else has looked into it, but I have done, okay? And his injury record is insane. In the past 4 seasons of football, 2 in the Dutch League, 2 in the Italian League, he's missed 4 league games of football in 4 seasons. How insane is that? How incredible is that? And one of them is down to suspensions. And certainly it's only 3 due to fitness or anything like that, which is just incredible. You know, they say the best ability is availability, don't they? And that is something that Man City have struggled with, especially last season, but over just the past few seasons, because of the amount of football that we play and how we fight on most competition fronts. You know, we play a lot of games of football, don't we? So having someone that reliable will be massive for us when you think of how long last season we spent without Rodri, our best player. Having Reijnders, who plays in the same position as him, who is that reliable, is just massive for us. One thing that we've got to look at with the arrival of Tijjani Reijnders is what does that mean for the rest of the Manchester City midfielders right now, because I feel like that arrival will sort of make way for one departure, possibly 2. So if we take a look at all of Manchester City midfielders, who's likely to stay, who's likely to go? Now we'll start this off with the positives. Who's likely to stay? I also think that this is a lot easier to figure out than who could leave. Who's going to stay? Rodri, of course, wrap him up in bubble wrap for next season. We need him. He's never going anywhere. You've got Nico Gonzalez. I'd be surprised, I'd be stunned, in fact, if he was to go. That ain't happening, is it? Come on, we just signed him in the January window. I know he's not played loads of football since he's got there, but it's a new league for him, new bit of football with Pep. I think next season we'll see a lot more of him. Reijnders, like I said, has just arrived. Kovacic, I'd be surprised to see Kovacic leave. I feel like the back end of last season, he really hit form. I'm a big fan of him. He's also now injured. He's had surgery on his Achilles. He's injured probably for the start of next season as well. So, yeah, I don't think we'd be letting him go. Now, look, this leaves 3 midfielders. And to be honest, any of these 3 could leave. All 3 of them could. Maybe one of them will. I'd expect at least one of them to. You've got James McAtee, who I didn't know whether to put him in this bracket because he is a lot more of an attacking midfielder. But he's a midfielder still. And I do have a feeling that he might leave. This talk that he could go on loan. There's talk that he could be sold in a permanent deal. He could stay. We really don't know. He will be participating in the under-21 Euros with England. He'll be the captain as well. So big up James McAtee. I'm a big fan of him. I do like him. Is he Manchester City's first team standard ready? You know, to start every game? Probably not. So a loan, I think for City fans, we'd like a loan deal because there's a lot of fans that are a big fan of him, like myself. But I don't know if McAtee would want a loan deal at this point. He's at a point in his career now where I feel like if he got a move, maybe outside of England, German league, there's a lot of links with him there. Leverkusen could be interested. I feel like that'd be a good move for him, but we'll keep our eyes on McAtee. There's a possibility that he goes. But the 2 that have been more in Reijnders' position, you've got Ilkay Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. To be completely honest, I'd be stunned if both of these players were in a City shirt next season. If we look at them individually, you look at Ilkay Gundogan, of course, a City club legend, treble-winning captain. And when he left as a treble-winning captain. He joined back a little bit of a different player, to be honest. It hasn't worked out in the way that we all would have hoped and dreamed it for it to happen. It was a romantic signing. I was buzzing when he was being signed originally, but last season, it was sad to see for large periods of it. You know, he shouldn't have had to play the amount of football that he did. it was only due to injuries that he did end up playing so much. But it was hard to watch. You know, he's a lot slower now. You can see he's not. He's past his best, but he's not completely gone. But yeah, it was a hard watch a lot of last season. Whereas with Bernardo Silva's situation, I feel like it's a little bit different with Bernardo. I feel like he's still got more to his game than Ilkay Gundogan. He's still younger than Ilkay Gundogan. But I feel like he's more likely to leave, just in the sense that the club will be able to get more money off Bernardo. The resale value on Ilkay Gundogan will be next to nothing. We let him go on a free. We sign him as a free. We might get a few million, but I can't imagine it being much. Whereas Bernardo Silva, there's Saudi League interested in him. There's talk of him going back to Benfica. I think you get minimum 30 million, 40 million pounds for Bernardo. So I feel like the club would be more likely to let him go. I love Bernardo Silva, and he'd be a man that I'd be absolutely devastated to see the back of, but I wouldn't be surprised at the same time. Last season there was a drop-off. It could be harsh because there was a drop-off with most City players, but I feel like Bernardo's moved a lot more than a lot of players. The distance he must have covered in a City shirt will be like 4 laps of the earth. He never stopped running, and he will leave as a club legend. He'll be one of our most appearances ever in a City shirt. He's won the lot. He's played a big part in it all as well, so I'd be gutted to see the back of him. But I feel like the arrival of Reijnders will make way for at least one of them two, possibly both of them, because they are both similar positions, aren't they? Anyway, back to Reijnders. We're going to see him kicking the ball for City in, within a week. It literally is going to be that. City's Club World Cup campaign kicks off in a week's time, and Reijnders will play a part in it. He said it himself. He announced it before City got to announce it. I mean, obviously, due to all the reports and everything, all the City fans knew what was going on anyway, but the club haven't announced anything. And Reijnders just comes out in an interview and says how excited he is to join City and work under Pep, and the role he thinks he could play. And, you know, he wants to be there before the Club World Cup. He just came out and said it himself. How often do we see that? You know, a player come out and announce the signing himself. So clearly his ego, which is only good things to hear. And yeah, I think I've said everything I need to, really, don't I? I've made it clear that I'm excited for this one. And honestly, City fans, if you're still watching, I think you should be as well. Because I'll be honest, this isn't a player that I knew all that much of before I started seeing the City links. I don't watch a lot of Italian football, but I've seen enough now. I have seen enough to know that he is the perfect player, the perfect fit for Pep Guardiola. I am buzzing and I am ecstatic, and I cannot wait to see him put on a City shirt. I really, really can't. I think, look, this transfer window so far is proving to be up there with one of the best that City have had in a long while. This Hugo Viana era is kicked off unbelievably well. Unbelievably well. And there's still a long way to go to transfer window. Of course, we've not seen anyone actually leave. I mean, I know Kev's gone, hasn't he? But we knew that during the season. We've not seen anyone be sold yet. And that'll come. And then it might feel a bit harder and it'll hurt more. But at the minute, it's nothing but positivity coming from Manchester City from a transfer perspective. So, yeah. Tijjani Reijnders, welcome to City. I can't wait to see him kick off. And yeah, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already checked out my other transfer videos, everything you need to know about the other signings that City have made, Ryan Aït-Nouri and Ryan Cherki, both the Ryans, then go and give that a watch if you've not already. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. And unless City come out with some sort of bonanza, come out with some random transfer that was hidden and no one was expecting before the Club World Cup, which is impossible now because the Club World Cup transfer window has shut for the next few days, then I will next see you probably next week ahead of the Club World Cup discussing everything around that tournament. So yeah, I'll see you then. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. And come on, City. Welcome to City, Tijjani Reijnders. Come on.